Hi everyone, my name is Tochi Ekokoro. I'm currently the founder of Sentigraph, and I'm here to tell you about Sentigraph's mission and vision and the product and what we're trying to do to make the world a better place altogether. And yeah, so Sentigraph by itself is just a platform. Well, it's decentralized because it's in the blockchain. Yeah, it's a smart contract that powers does everything, and it is meant to calculate what we call the graph index. And what the graph index is it is an emotional index, a score that tells you the emotions of a network. So let's say you have a network of people, users, clients, followers, subscribers, whatever the case is, and you want to track what they feel about your initiatives, your product, or any events, and you have a Twitter hashtag um, representing that event. What they do is the graph index, Centigraph, would compute the graph index, which tells you, hey, this is the score for that emotion. As simple as that. And the idea is backed or stems from the McCalf's principle, where the value of anything is backed by the network size. You know, um, whatever your network tells you that the value of anything is what it is. And then you can see the arguments behind Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies if they're legitimately supposed to be worth what they are worth today, and that's all because the network says what the price should be. Based on that, a business, an entity, whatever the case is, should ensure that their strategies, their initiatives, and everything they do aligns properly with the what the network wants, right? So the network size should be leveraged, and that's what Centigraph does. Now, before now, you have polling systems where people would just vote and basically count the number of people in favor, a number of participants out of favor, and all that. In this case, we're not doing that. We're checking, we're leveraging the cognitive intelligence here. We're saying, um, how do people feel about this, right? And mathematically, that's computed with the Centigraph platform. And now we use tokens to power this, and our tokens enable this to happen, enable this computation of the graph index to happen. Um, the graph index can be used all in many ways. There's lots of use cases about it. For example, you have a stock, and you're not sure about if you want to get the stock or not, and you just analyze the ticker. Of course, most of the stock tickers are represented on Twitter. They have a hashtag. So you go to the Twitter and you go to the platform, our platform, put in the hashtag, and it tells you, hey, this has a negative connotation to it, has negative sentiment based on the index, and you would say, I don't want to invest in it or not. So this gives you a very appropriate insight about next steps to take, which is why you can relate it to prediction and all that. Um, Secondly, we have another offering from Centigraph, which is called the Emotion Volatility Prediction, and or what EVP. And what this does is it's an arena. It's more of like a gamified uh, binary options type game arena. And what it does is it will allow um, participants to correctly predict the sentiment direction of any hashtags. And this will incentivize the correct guys. Those who predict properly, correctly, will win emote tokens. Our tokens are called emotes, so it's emote tokens. So emote tokens are gonna be used um, for that aspect as well. So it's two things. One is the computation of the graph index, and the other one is the EVP arena, which allows you to predict the outcome of hashtags. We also have a working prototype right now, and the prototype is on our website. You can click on the prototype link, and you can play around with the graph index calculation and all that. And this is just a foreshadow of things to come. It's a centralized representation of the real, what will be the, the mainnet version of the product, the MVP, which is scheduled to be published sometime in August. So far, our company has grown outside the prototype. We've done things like growing our community. We are right now about 5,000 users, about 5% of them very active. And we've been pitching to investors. We've been researching more use cases. We have a ton of use cases, and they keep expanding. We keep researching more and more of them. We're entering into some nice partnerships. We're trying to work with exchanges, trying to see if we can integrate Sentigraph with them, if they can digest our APIs. And also, we're developing the MVP, like I mentioned. The team itself is super diverse, in many ways. Tobius Group, the company that owns Sentigraph, is registered in Cayman Island. Our team members are United States citizens and residents. Some of them are from Germany, United Kingdom, South Korea, Nigeria, and our advisors, are from Singapore. We have some from very notable ones from Russia and United Kingdom as well, Abu Dhabi. And you can find out more information on that on our site. And personally, what I've done about me, I'm just been into software engineering for over a decade now, and worked on very amazing projects in the past. When I worked for a Body Media, which was later acquired by Salesforce, worked for Viacom, the MTV section of it. Was also an engineer at the Capital One Financial, and finally IBM. In IBM, I did very amazing stuff there too as well. I implemented the IBM's chat interface, which was used to serve global clients, global customers. Um, I actually started 3 companies, um, and I would say they did fairly all right. Some of them didn't do quite well, as I expected, and this is a time, I think, for me to do it right. Um, I'm doing everything I can, make sure that all the cards are played right, are all in the right place. Trying to make sure that we do the right things at the right time. Centigraph, little know that it actually serves as my MBA thesis, where I'm currently a candidate at the Imperial College Business School in London. So I'm doing my MBA right now, getting done in August, right? And this is a thesis, and this is also um, well blessed by my professors there. Yeah, so I think it's going to do very well. We have a very good offering, a very good use case, and we have a real challenge to solve. And yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. We have to just tackle this and go as much as we can and solve these problems. The next thing I will talk about is in the area of our competitors, right? So we have 2 major competitors out there. It was very difficult to find them, but yeah, I would say 2. And one of them is called Daniel, and the other one is called Endor. Daniel is a technology-based startup, and they also did the ICO. They've launched. They're out there trying to make things work. They focus on developing artificial intelligence for cryptocurrency investors. Daniel provides real-time marketing analysis, quantification, and improvement of reliability of financial information. Endor, on the other hand, is very close to us. It's a predictive software platform that lets business users ask any predictive questions, and get high quality results in minutes instead of months. Now, I think we have a very strong competitive advantage over them. We are older than them, of course. Sentigraph has been working on this. We've been working on this project for the past 1 year. Um, um, in terms of the product, we have a functional centralized prototype right now, which proves that we edge our competitors in product completion. Um, Daniel is already doing something in that area, but Endor has a long way to go in terms of having an actual product because it's very super aspirational as we speak. Um, so in terms of being the first to market, I think we're already there. We have a connection to Twitter, which is a big one. Sentigraph is the only, you know, one amongst these three is connected to Twitter. Undoubtedly, Twitter has millions of real-time events which we can analyze. We have what we've invented called the graph index introduction. So it's graph index by itself, which is an index, like I've said before, that depicts the sentiment score or strength of the participants or subscribers to that event or hashtag. We have a wider range of service, so our product spans various use cases such as healthcare, national security, large corporations, even for capturing sentiment feedback for ongoing ICOs, and many more. So yeah, so in the future, yes, ICOs can use us. We hope to be integrated in most of the ICO sites where people can look at us and say, hey, um, this is the index, the graph index of this particular ICO. I want to go for it, or yes, I want to empty my pockets in these projects. I believe in them. So those will be determined with the graph index, with Sentigraph's release of the index. We also have a disruptive gaming environment. Sentigraph offers a disruptive gaming environment, the EVP, like I've mentioned earlier, that allows users bet on the Twitter hashtags. This is the first decentralized application that attempts to add value to Twitter hashtags. So imagine a point where when this goes disruptive, what we're trying to do is Twitter hashtags will be traded, you know, and they're gonna have value to them, and they would say list my hashtag, just like you'll be listing your ICOs, you'll be listing your hashtags, and people will just have fun, playing around with the sentiment directions. So the idea of this is to make people more cognizant of sentiments around things. You know, that way we know that if something has a very low tone in terms of sentiment, then we don't want to go for it. We want to kill that initiative, right? And this is basically a very, very um, decentralized, autonomous philosophy. Where we give back power to a democratic organization. We give back power to the people. They say, hey, let's go for this because the people want this. Let's go for this because the crowd, the network wants this, and that's based off of the sentiments. Yes, one thing I didn't mention again is that yes, in terms of the cognitive intelligence and side of things, we are leveraging IBM Watson. IBM Watson is what we're using for this. We don't want to reinvent the wheel here. IBM has a bunch of very top-notch researchers who are working on this on a daily basis. So there's no point reinventing the wheel. They will always be best in this area until things change. But as of now, yes, we are IBM Watson. And our roadmap is very self-explanatory on our website. We have a lot of things keep us busy from now to 2020. And it's a lot of work in terms of being very aspirational. There are also things we want to solve too. We want to solve, go in the area of research into genetic expressions, so gene type expressions, and to figure out if genes have those expressions have sentiments to them. So lots of research around this, very aspirational, but yes, we can do that. Also, we have other events too. We have some corporate social events we want to be part of in Africa, in Eastern Europe, where we want to actually help kids understand what the blockchain is all about, what software development is all about. We want to have a Sentigraph University in the future. We really want to change the world in that area, bringing enlightenment to people about this as well, and everything is going to be done in a decentralized fashion. There's total visibility and transparency in everything we do, and I think it's going to be a good time for people to join us in this initiative. So I want to say finally one more thing, that I think Sentigraph offerings and the abilities are very enormous, and we can't really expand on all of them or deal with all of them. There's a bunch of them, and we're trying as much as possible, one step at a time, to knock them out and solve the problems that are unleashed from them. And would like for everyone who is interested in this project to support us one way or the other. And I think we can make the world a better place and solve all these problems. I'm going to be talking more about this in future. Let me know if you have any questions about Sentigraph, any problems, any issues, and we're here to solve them. All right, have a good one. Take care. See you next time. Bye.